So the third condition is if the propeller is rotating in the anticlockwise direction, which is observed from the bow end, and if the ship it takes the left turn. So what is the effect? So effect means we have to find out the direction of the gyroscopic couple. And then effect will be whether the front end it will move in the upward direction or it will move in the downward direction. And the fourth condition is if the propeller is rotating in the clockwise direction observed from the front end, that is the bow end, and if the ship takes the right turn. So what is the movement of the front end? So again we have to find out the gyroscopic couple by using that angular momentum vector, and then we have to decide or we have to find out whether the front end, that is a bow end, it moves in the upward direction or it is moving in the downward direction. Okay, so this is the extra effect gets added on the ship when ship takes the left turn or the right turn. So I hope you have understood this effect of the gyroscopic couple on the naval ship while taking the left or right turn. Okay, so now the second effect in the naval ship is during the pitching motion. Okay, so in the video we have seen what is meaning of pitching. So pitching is nothing but the upward and downward movement of the front end or the rear end because of the wave impact. Okay, so when the naval ship is sailing in the water, so due to wave impact on the ship, the front end of the ship it moves in the upward and downward direction. Okay, so and it undergoes the harmonic motion along this vertical plane. So this is imaginary plane. Okay, so in this plane the ship continuously move up and down. Okay, so this movement is nothing but the pitching. So the reason is due to wave impact. So because of this pitching in this vertical plane, there is one extra movement of the ship, that is ship moves or turn in the right side or left side automatically. Okay, so this is because of the gyroscopic couple. So with the help of the angular momentum vector, we can decide the direction of that gyroscopic couple, and we can forecast whether the ship it will turn on the left side or it will turn on the right side. So the first condition is if the propeller is rotating in the anti-clockwise direction and it is observed from the front end and the bow end, that is the front end, is falling down. Okay, that means so this is the stable position of the ship, and because of the wave impact, ship is already tilted in this direction. Okay, so this is the water level. Actually this part it must be in the water. Okay, so this is the orientation of the ship. This is the propeller axis or the axis of spin. Now the ship front end of the ship is falling down like this. Okay, so in this motion we have to decide whether the ship it will turn on the right side or it will turn on the left side, and the condition given for the propeller is it is rotating in the anti-clockwise direction, which is observed from the front end. That means if you observe, if this is the observer, so from this direction it is in the anti-clockwise direction. So let us draw the angular momentum vector. So for the angular momentum vector, we have the initial angular momentum. So if you use the right hand thumb rule, so you have to curl the finger in the direction of the angular velocity. So this is the omega. So actually this omega it is for the propeller. So thumb it will denote the direction of the angular momentum. So this is the angular momentum. Okay, so take this as the initial angular momentum L. Now here you can observe when the ship is falling like this along this direction. Okay, there has to be some torque which will rotate. Let us So assume this as a center of gravity for the complete ship. Okay. So when ship is falling, the ship is changing its angle about the center of gravity. Okay. So there has to be some torque which is acting on the ship in this direction. Okay. So because of this torque in this direction, there will be angular momentum, and that angular momentum, it is perpendicular to the plane of the ship and it is pointing away from the plane. So if you use the thumb rule here, so I have to draw this in a 3 dimension. Okay, so here you can understand the direction of that torque. So we have to decide the angular momentum for this torque. Okay. So when the ship is falling in the downward direction, that is the front end. So front end, it is moving in the downward direction. Okay. Suppose this is the center of gravity, and this is the axis, one horizontal axis, which is passing through that center of gravity. So this is a y-axis. So as the front end, it is moving in the downward direction, that it is falling down. Complete ship is rotating in this direction about y-axis. Okay. So this is the direction of the torque. So if this is the direction of torque, the angular momentum vector we can decide by using the thumb rule. So we have to curl the finger like this, and the thumb, it will point in this direction. So the angular momentum vector, because of the torque, which is a small angular momentum, let us take this as a dl. Okay, it is along the y-axis. So here if you observe, so we have to show that so if this is center of gravity, so this is the angular momentum vector. Okay, it is perpendicular to the plane and it points away from the plane. So I will draw the angular momentum vector. This is for the initial angular momentum, that is a L. Small added angular momentum because of the torque. So this is dl. Now you can understand this dl, it is in the plane of the water. Okay. This dl and L both are in the plane of water. And this is the final angular momentum. So this is a L dash. Okay. So now you can decide whether the ship, it will turn in the right side or in the left side. So this is the sailor. So from the sailor's view, the ship, it will turn on the left side because this propeller, it will try to align with the new angular momentum L dash. Okay. And therefore it will take the left turn automatically. So this is the effect because of the gyroscopic couple, and the gyroscopic couple, it will act along which axis? It will act along the perpendicular axis, that is the Z. Okay, that means this is the gyroscopic couple which acts along the Z axis. Okay, I am saying it acts along the Z axis. The meaning is, if you draw this as a vector, this arrow, it only indicates the direction of the torque, and its vector, it is along the Z direction. So this is the gyroscopic couple, that is a C. Okay. And if the So if we change the condition, so in this condition, the front end it is falling down. So if the rear end it is falling down, okay, then we will observe the reverse effect. So you can try that. So just change the condition. Instead of bow end, you can make this as a rear end, that is a stern. And again, draw these vectors. So if you draw the vector in a 3 dimension, then you can understand this more easily. So I hope you understood this, how to decide the direction of the gyroscopic couple. It is a bit difficult. Now here, in case of pitching motion of the naval ship, we will try to find out the formula for the gyroscopic couple. So consider this is center of gravity. And this is vertical z-axis. So this z-axis, this is called as a axis of the gyroscopic couple. And this is one horizontal axis, which is a parallel to axis of spin. Okay. Now during the pitching motion, this bow end, it will move up and down. So this axis, so I will assume this axis. Let us assume this as a NN. Okay, because we have used the x-axis for the axis of spin. So this pitching motion, it will take place about this NN axis. Okay, so for time being, we will assume this as a neutral axis or the stable axis. So about this axis, the ship will change the angle like this. Okay, so when here bow is moving in the upward direction, and similar effect you can observe when the bow is falling down. Okay, so this is the pitching. So here the maximum angular displacement with respect to the neutral axis, so it is assumed as a phi. So this is the maximum possible angle during that pitching motion. So it is in the upward direction, and similarly we can observe that angle in the downward motion. So this is the phi. Okay, so phi, this is the maximum angular displacement, or this is called as a amplitude. That is a maximum displacement. It is taken as amplitude in the simple harmonic motion. Then we will assume theta as an instantaneous angular displacement. At any time instant, the angular displacement, it is taken as a theta. So theta is the instantaneous angular displacement. So this theta, it will vary from 0 up to 5. So maximum value will be 5 and minimum will be 0. So you can take any angle in between 0 and 5. So it will become theta. Now if you observe from the front end, so if this is the observer and if you are looking this motion, that is a pitching motion, okay, then you will just observe if this is a propeller point, okay, so if this is one single point on the propeller and if you are looking at this point from this direction, so we'll just observe this point is moving in the upward direction and it is moving in the downward direction. Okay, so maximum displacement of this point, it will be up to this angle, that is a phi and this negative phi. So from this direction, the observer will observe the cyclic motion. So this cyclic motion is nothing but the simple harmonic motion. Okay, and if you plot this on the angle versus time, sorry, this is theta, instantaneous angle, then this maximum value of the angular displacement is nothing but the phi value. That is called as this amplitude. Okay, so for this simple harmonic motion, we can find out its angular velocity. Angular velocity, it is not for propeller. Okay, for the propeller, angular velocity is omega. Now here we are calculating the angular velocity of this cyclic motion. The cyclic motion which is taking place in the vertical direction, that is up and down. Okay, so for this cyclic motion, so that is called as the angular velocity of precession. Okay, because this velocity, it is about the horizontal axis which is passing through this point. Okay, so if you draw this diagram in a 3 dimension, so this is the z axis. Okay, and this is the horizontal axis. This is axis of spin. So the ship is moving up and down. Okay, and because of this up and down movement, complete ship is rotating along this axis, that is the y-axis, which is the horizontal axis. Okay, so this is the axis which is passing through the center of gravity. Okay, so basically it is perpendicular to this plane, that is a plane of this board. Okay, so about this axis we can observe that angular displacement, the phi and phi. So for that we have to observe from this direction. Okay, so about this y-axis, we will find out the angular velocity. That angular velocity is nothing but the angular velocity of precession. Okay, so precession means what? When we rotate the axis of spin of any object about the perpendicular axis by providing some extra torque, so that motion about the perpendicular axis is called as a precession. Okay, so here precession motion, it is about this axis, that is a y-axis. So that velocity we can find out as a omega p, and this is equal to, we have to take the differentiation of this theta. Okay, so for that theta we can write as this is a harmonic motion, so we know the equation from the vibration. This is maximum displacement, that is the amplitude, into sine omega t. Okay. So here omega is nothing but the frequency. So if you measure this time period, and from the time period you can find out the frequency omega 1 as a 2 pi upon t. Okay, so this omega 1 is nothing but the angular frequency. Omega 1 is not the angular speed of the propeller. Now here omega p, that is angular velocity of precision, we can find out by differentiating this equation, which is d theta upon dt. Okay, so this d theta upon dt, if we differentiate this equation, we will get phi into omega 1 into cos omega 1t. Okay, now we are only interested in the maximum velocity of precision. Okay, so this maximum velocity is nothing but this value only, phi into omega 1. So if you put the value omega t as a 0, we will get that maximum value. So omega p max is nothing but phi into omega 1. So this is angular velocity of precision. Now the gyroscopic couple on the ship we can find out. So gyroscopic couple. So this is a capital C. So it is equal to, we know the equation, it is I into omega p. So I is the moment of inertia of the propeller, including the engine or other rotating part of the ship. Omega, this is the propeller angular speed. Omega p, it is the precision speed. Okay. So the formula will be I into omega, and omega p is nothing but phi into omega 1. Okay. So omega 1, so this is the angular frequency of pitching motion. Okay, and its formula is, if you know the time period of the pitching motion, then it is 2 pi upon t. In some book it is written as a 2 pi upon small t p. So this is a time period. Time period of the pitching motion. Okay, so with this formula you can find out the magnitude of the gyroscopic couple, and by using the angular momentum vectors you can decide the effect, whether the ship it will turn on the right side or it will turn on the left side. Okay, so to decide the effect we have to draw the angular momentum diagram. Okay, okay, so here I, this is the moment of inertia of the propeller, which includes engine and other rotating parts on the spinning shaft. So actually this spinning shaft is directly coupled with the engine. Okay, so this moment of inertia is including that engine moment of inertia. Then this omega is nothing but the angular velocity of the propeller. Okay, so on this gyroscopic couple on the naval ship we will solve one problem. So this problem, it includes both the effect, one is the steering and second is the pitching motion. So you can directly take this problem as assignment problem. So this is your assignment number, I think 5, that is the last assignment. So during the last lecture, we have solved one problem. So that problem was based on the gyroscopic effect on the shaft, that is shaft of the vehicle, which carries the spinning disc. Okay.